Okay, as promised, today's topic is a more fun topic. Making fun of somebody who's bad at Kirby games. More specifically, the arenas, which are my favorite part of, like, modern Kirby. It's so... Okay, so I watched this guy, and his name is raocow, and I talk about this in a respectful manner, kind of. And... I think he's playing Triple Deluxe, the first of the 3D era Kirby games, and it's a more refined like version of it's a more refined like playstyle of the Return to Dreamland game for the Wii when that came out. And actually, I didn't know for a while like Triple Deluxe stands for 3D, because you know. 3DS games always had to put 3D in it, so you knew it was fucking 3D. He finishes the game, it's great. Now he's doing all the side content, like the rhythm game, the little fighting game that's in there. What's it called? And then the arena. He does the arena in Return to Dreamland, but he doesn't play extra mode, which gives you less health, and it makes you fight all the EX version of bosses. He doesn't do that in the Wii game. But, what's cool about the 3DS one is that you don't have to beat the game again to unlock the true arena, which, I want to say was introduced in all the way back in Kirby Superstar or the SNES. So there's the arena, which is kind of like the baby version of the, it's a boss rush, essentially. And he does the true arena, so that unlocks when you beat the first arena, and then you fight like new version of bosses, and then you fight like either like completely new bosses entirely, or like much harder versions of like base game bosses. They have like true forms, and like it's cool. For me, it hits the dopamine rush I get when I play a super boss or a secret boss in like it's Kingdom Hearts or something like that, or I don't know, some RPG where you find like the secret room and you fight the secret boss, and like it feels cool. Also, I like boss rushes because I feel like they make me better at the game I'm playing. And they do. So the guy's playing the true arena and he keeps dying. He gets mad when this guy gets mad at a game, he's always hard on himself. And then he keeps trying the same strategy over and over again. And I'm like, how can this guy be mad when he doesn't do anything different? And he doesn't read comments. Like, I mean, of course he doesn't, because the whole thing is to not read YouTube comments at all. That's kind of an annoying thing about him, even though I like his like reaction to games, and just watching the journey of like somebody new going out of their comfort zone and playing something like completely out of their comfort zone. And like their comfort zone is Mario ROM hacks and ROM hacks in general. So it's nice watching him play a game where he doesn't have to, like, he has to learn new game mechanics and he doesn't just have like a spin jump as a tool for exploration all the time, and like Mario power-ups. It's interesting to see. So yeah, he's playing the true arena, and he's going with like, I don't want to say they're, actually I do want to say they're bad. He's using Hammer and Beetle for like some of the post-game bosses that you would see, like Mass DDD EX. A lot of the EX enemies do new stuff that are like very fast and hard to deal with, and then you go with stuff like Hammer and Beetle, which require you to get close and like do very unsafe stuff.
I mean, it's pretty easy to see which one is you. How did I get hit by that? I feel like I let myself get hit. See, now we're going to this phase, and I tried to do the dash spinning move, but no dash came out. Good time.
So he's dying because he keeps taking like chip damage and he doesn't know how to like react to certain attacks. And I know it's hard to like learn through a boss rush, because if you die in a boss rush, you have to start all over in the arena anyway. So you have to teach yourself. Actually, it's kind of how I felt when I was doing the Sonic Frontiers DLC. When you're doing the boss rush at the, what's it called, the Master Coco trial, or like you're not able to practice reacting, because practice, it means you have a chance of failure, and if you fail, then you might as well just restart the fucking whole thing over again. So I get it, but Sonic is a game, or I mean, you're Super Sonic during those, so you don't have like a range of abilities to choose from like in Kirby to just switch it up and try something different. It's just, no, learn this pattern or die. That's the Sonic Frontiers DLC experience. But in Kirby, it's like, well, okay, you can narrow down which abilities are good and which ones are not good. And the guy just he just insists on using the bad one.
While I'm sure I could probably beat it using one of the more cheesy, like, invincible strat, I don't think I actually would, because I find it very boring. Like, it's just so an unbelievably boring experience to me.
Like, the one where you have, like, Kirby has a lot of, like, abilities where you shoot things from a distance. Like, you know, fire, beam, electricity. And in this game, one of them is Archer. It's a new one, and it's really good. And it's why it's good, because it has a charge shot that does a lot of damage. And then if you press down, you're completely immune from anything. Everything in the game. In fact, I would argue it's a tool to learn the boss patterns, just to like watch what they do at least. Even if it's like really cheesy and kind of cheap. But also, you know what? Some of the stuff that the bosses do in the arena, like the EX versions, they also do cheap stuff. So like, I think it's fair game. Also, it's in the base game. You're not like paying for DLC to just like hand you the win button. And you know, I know it's Kirby games, you don't really have to think. They're casual games where you can just kind of like mellow out. Kirby eats the cake, you fight a demon from hell at the end of the game. It's super cool all the time. You can just pick your favorite ability and then do whatever you want. I didn't find Geodude on level 3. Oh my god, I'm stupid. But this guy, he gets mad at himself and the game for not being able to do what he wants to do. And it's like, oh, look, I'm sorry you had to learn this way, that not every ability in any given Kirby game is like optimal or good. Like, I think probably the worst abilities in Triple Deluxe anyway are like wheel. You can't use wheel against bosses where there's like pits where you need to, all you can do is go in a straight line and then turn around. That's all you could do is wheel. You can't do anything. And then yeah, when you're fighting fucking Queen Sectonia Soul, there's a bunch of like pits everywhere. How the fuck are you supposed to do that? And then Circus is also a bad ability. It's fun when you're playing in the normal game because you just watch Kirby like jump through hoops and spin balls and shit. That's what Circus does. You can't do that during a boss that's like trying to kill you like that. You know, you fight what, Meta Knight in one of them, the dark Meta Knight. Like, you can't use Circus against that. He's too aggressive. The bosses are too aggressive, which means you have to narrow down and pick like a good ability to use. Even if it means you gotta pick the cheesy one. Yeah, it feels lame and stupid, but like the ends justify the means, in my opinion. And then I think winning, he says he was playing it, he's like, you know what, I'm not playing to have fun, I'm playing to win. And it's like, yeah, it feels like he learned a harsh lesson about it. And I don't know, it's just poor attitude in my opinion. Okay, I didn't see you. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go move on with my life. So I'm leaving these comments on his videos like, dude, you keep running in with the same ability and dying, and you're getting mad at yourself for it. Like, and then there's a bit where he picks Archer. Everybody recommends Archer for this, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna stick to my guns. I don't care what the recommended says. I'm gonna do how I want to play, and he's losing. He's putting false difficulty on himself, Dark Souls style, because he wants to insist on doing this. It's like, okay, well then I don't know if you can be upset then if you're picking the dumb option, you know? Like, god damn. So then today I was waiting for him to upload the video where he either continues and gives up or whatever, but like he plays it again, picks Archer, and wins. I'm like, well, no, go figure. Huh?
To exist physically in a space where we can. Okay, I think I'm gonna win. Well, what other super moves does she has? Like I saw. Oh, what? I saw the sun. We have more. All right. See, I think that's the reason why I lost yesterday. Is that the grapple crowding move caught me by surprise. Archer fell in the pit, and then I had to play honest, and then I panicked at some point when there was a lot of peons that were added to the fight, and I wasn't ready for it. This time, I just played full aim, full go, and there we go. That brought us to Doc.
I wonder how that works, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry you had to learn this way. Some abilities are terrible. I'm just like, I don't know what to say. Like, it's not like Archer is designed to beat the game or beat the true arena, the boss rush. But like, all the other ones are just inoptimal for fighting bosses. It's like some of them are good for like progressing through a stage, you know, where you don't have to worry about stuff. For most of the game, for that part. But I was also thinking like other games where, I mean, it's the metagame. The metagame of some abilities are good and some are actually fucking shit terrible when it comes to like doing the hard stuff in a Kirby game. And like Kirby games are like supposed to be, you know, accessible. Heaven forbid. And like the baby game, everybody thinks it's the baby game. Be like, actually, you know what? Why don't for this mode you respect me? And I appreciate that. And I think that's based and cool. And I like challenge. And it builds character. I mean that unironically. Like, playing hard modes is, I think depending on the game, it can make you better at the game. And I wouldn't gatekeep people by being like, oh, you didn't play on this mode, you're not really playing the game if you're not playing on this mode. It's just like, the extra challenge is there for people who want it. So, why are we making fun of people who like that extra challenge? Is what I'm getting at here. I don't know who's doing it, but you need to stop. Stop making fun of people who like hard modes in games. Like, and then there's also like good hard modes and bad hard modes. Like, I think my go-to is like most Zelda games. I always introduce like hero mode. It's like, oh, the enemies have more health, or you take more heart damage. It's like, well, nothing's really different. You're just learning to play more defensively because you can die faster. It's like, eh. Meanwhile, like something like Kirby EX, or maybe even Kingdom Hearts, the game I play all the time. Like, I play on critical just because I don't want the game to be easy. Oh, thank you. I didn't realize you could do that. So what am I doing here? No, 5, 6, and 9. Okay. And I haven't leveled up since I started doing other missions. What's up with that? What is up with that? Alright. Yeah, in like critical mode, you just take damage harder. And bosses have more health. That's it. they don't have any different patterns that you don't only see in that mode to deal with. Whereas, like, you know, in the Kirby games, I think they do start to have newer patterns and new attacks. Or, you know, it's like Cuphead. Cuphead Expert Mode, they start to do new attacks too. And it's not just like, oh, they have more health or whatever. They actually change up their pattern, and it's something new to learn. And that feels good when you learn a new pattern and there's like something to study. It's not just enemies become more spongy bullet sponges. It's like, okay. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, my point is the guy learned to use Archer. Because, oh yeah, I forgot to say, he did use Archer, and he did it once and then lost it and decided he was gonna go back to his dumb ways.
No! And I lost my stupid power once again. Okay, so same result, except it takes 5 times as long. I need to stop. I'm playing for nearly an hour and a half. This is not fun. I'm not having fun. I'm gonna keep trying, but like, I just want to set the record straight. Maybe it's just the Archer is not fun, but yeah, whatever. I don't know how to end this.
Like, oh yeah, the main point I'm getting, like, you can't be mad if you're gonna strong arm your way through with like the terrible option. And that's where I'm at right now. He wins, but he sounded really bitter about it, and he was a bitch, and I was very disappointed as a fan of him. But everything turned out okay. I don't have a Peach Berry. Because my partner gave it to me when I was poisoned. Oh, dude. It looks like you're gonna die, Geodude. Okay, well maybe there's one on the floor. Let's explore the whole floor. How about that? There was not one on the floor, which means I have to skip this mission now. I forgot. Well, in modern games, well, I guess in the most recent releases, oh god, another Geodude? Does he want something? Oh, yes. In modern games, like, there'll be at least one on the floor. And that'll be like the one you give it to them. And then sometimes if there's a lost item quest, it'll be like locked. It'll be a new key item, so you can't accidentally use it for something else. All it means is you have to find it on the floor and bring it to them. Okay. Yeah, the whole mindset of I'm not gonna use a smart option because it's boring really bothers me. And it's like, okay, then I don't think you can complain. It's like knowing a boss's weakness and be like, I'm not gonna use that because it's boring. Like, who do you think you are? First of all, who do you think you fucking are? And I agree, sometimes if you just pick the cheesy option, it can be boring. But like, if you can't win the quote-unquote normal way, you're gonna have to change up your strategy then, or just be better at the game. Like, jeez, dude. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm sure somebody else would be able to like beat the game how he wanted to play it, like using hammer or some other inoptimal ability. Like, that's fine and all. I want to see. I'm going to Google search like, can you beat the true arena with Circus? That's what I want to see. I want to see somebody do it with like the worst, in my opinion, ability. And if it's there, I will shit myself. Huh. 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 It still doesn't look like the cleanest ability to use, unlike unlike Archer. Yeah, I know. Okay, I mean, this is just a matter of just like avoiding everything, regardless of what ability you have. I mean, you could avoid this without Archer. Yeah, I mean, you just stand between the pillars. I know that that boss has an active hitbox when it's flying around like that. Do you have immunity when you attack like that? It's still awkward to use. Even this guy is like... But it looks like that balloon attack is just... Like, it has a big hitbox. Huh! 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 Well, I guess I'm going to shit myself. Oh. Oh. Oh, God. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, I shit myself. You know what? I'll eat my words. That guy should go back and beat it as Hammer and stop acting like he had to resort to using Archer. He just should have gotten better at the game and won with the, the one he liked. Like, if they can do it with Circus, then you know what? He should have been able to do it with Hammer. I don't change my mind about Archer being good, but, you know, he should go back and do it as Hammer. Well, he's probably not gonna ever do it again, because he's also just bad at that game. And nothing of value was lost. Actually, it kind of makes me... I think when I played Kirby Robobot, which I've decided I'm going to play instead of Rechain of Memories, because that game actually pisses me off. I wanna play a Kirby game too. That one that I actually like. If I don't want to go too far back in time and play something like Squeak Squad or something that I don't really care for anymore, I want to play Kirby Robot Time Central, because that game has like probably the coolest arena. I like the arena in Forgotten Land too, and what's cool about that one is that you can upgrade abilities and make them like really powerful. Ironically, I think Hammer is really good in that game, because a fully charged upgraded Hammer can just like two-hit a boss, two-hit an EX like post-game boss. You just destroy them. I don't have footage of it anymore because I don't have the game anymore. Hopefully, I think I might still have it on my Switch video memory, but yeah, like Hammer is really good in those games. Wait, that was the mission? Find the slumber orb? Okay. In modern, or at least I don't want to say modern, in the most recent like Red Rexu Team DX, it is marked with like it have a specific icon, meaning it belongs to somebody. It means you can't accidentally use it. I've already said that, but it's a thing that I now appreciate since this game does not have it, is what I'm saying. Oh shit, we're in the bronze rank, baby. I can increase my storage. I got the Sissage Berry. The Sissage Berry is good. You don't want to use that right away. Also, I kind of like the gimmick more in Planet Robobot, the other Kirby 3DS game, better than Triple Deluxe. You like what? You eat a berry and then you go around sucking everything up because Kirby is in hypernova mode, and then antics ensue. But in Kirby Robobot, there's like segments where you ride the robot and it does cool things, and it's not so like, you know, perfectly handcrafted to be designed around the hypernova. I mean, there's parts where it's like designed around the robot, but it still feels like a little bit more free and not like scripted. Or not, I mean, it feels more, how do I describe this? Not scripted. I don't know. It's just, it feels more free to act. Like, there's still room for messing around as the robot segments, and supposed to, like, oh, there's only one thing designed around the hypernova, which is you eat this gigantic apple, and then Kirby says, "Damn, that was a big old apple. That was sure good for me." Okay, luckily the next quest is a story mission, so I can just like go do it. Officer Magnezone. If one time gear can be found, then another time gear, blah 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 blah. I'm going to save, and then I'm going to shave my balls.